Hi there, in this short video I'll be showing you how accountants and bookkeepers can use NomiPay and enable it within your bookkeeping profile. So once you're within Nomi on your agent screens, you'll need to find your own bookkeeping profile. So you go to clients and then just search for your practice name. Okay, so I've got NomiPay here and I'm going to go into my bookkeeping profile. When you're within your bookkeeping profile, you should see this pop up. Now, if you don't, it's not the end of the world. You can go into the settings and you can enable this manually. However, what I'm going to do is just select my services that I'm selling and then confirm to the terms and conditions. So you'll notice that it says Unipass. That is because Unipass are our third-party supplier for the NomiPay platform, and they power the payments side of things. If you wanted to find out more about NomiPay, then you can select this link here, and it will take you to a landing page which explains exactly what it is. So NomiPay is the faster way to get paid, and essentially you can accept bank transfers for free, but you can also take payment via debit and credit card and Apple Pay, all via a simple Pay Now button on your sales invoice. And the fees for doing so are, for instant bank transfers, it's free. For consumer cards, it's 1.3% plus 20p, or a 0.4% surcharge for Amex and other premium cards. Then you've got EEA countries, the rest of the world, and then you've got some other fees as well. So coming back to Nomi, what I'm going to do now is just select Join NomiPay. So that should just take a few seconds. Great. Yep, so NomiPay onboarding invite sent successfully. So now I just need to check my inbox. So I'm just going to pause it here whilst I open the email. So I've got that email and it will look something like this, and it explains the benefits of this solution. So you can accelerate payments, there's seamless reconciliation, so it actually automatically reconciles your sales invoices for you once they get paid, and it will also do the bank reconciliation. And you've got flexible payment options. And then all you need to do is click the Register for NomiPay Now button. Okay, so here we've got some details. You would just need to fill this in and go through the process of completing this. So I'm just going to pause it whilst I do that. Okay, so I've just gone through that process and my account is now being reviewed, and I'll be notified once the check has been complete. In the meantime, I can accept payments of up to £1,500. So that is immediate, and you can start using NomiPay. So going back to the platform now, what you should see is some additional features are enabled. So on the left-hand menu, you can see here we've got the NomiPay section, and in the top right-hand corner, we now have a card with NomiPay notifications. And it's just letting me know here that the welcome to NomiPay, you can accept payments up to £1,500, but also that my account is under review and I'll be notified within the next 48 hours as to what happens there. If at any time I need to, I can also click the complete registration button, which will take me back to that registration process. Okay, so moving on to the exciting part, how to accept payments. So now that NomiPay is enabled, what you can do is go to your sales invoices. You'll just need to make sure that a bank account has been added. But if it hasn't, then it doesn't matter, because essentially the payment that you receive will go straight into your NomiPay account. So as you can see here, a bank name, NomiPay has been added as a bank because NomiPay acts as a way of receiving money digitally, and it will be stored in a holding account ready for you to withdraw to your banking or any bank account that you choose any time in the future. Okay, so the bank reconciliation for NomiPay will be performed automatically based on the amounts you receive and the payouts that you make to your bank account. So by going to sales, I'm just going to go ahead and create a new invoice. Customer, I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. So there's that invoice. So let's start creating this invoice. So the total amount for this invoice is £100. And then you can see here at the bottom, NomiPay is enabled. We can accept instant bank transfers, cards, and Apple Pay, but we're limited to £1,500 because the account is still being reviewed. So we'll go ahead and save that invoice. So that invoice has now been saved for £100. And now if I go into email, you'll see I've attached a copy of the invoice, email signature. We should be able to enable, yes, so we should be able to enable the email template NomiPay. Now you can set that as default as well, but send invoice, it's just letting them know how much it is, what date it is. But if we change it to NomiPay, then there's a little bit more information here, but also you now have this click here to pay now button. So I'm going to go ahead and send that email, but I'll also, let's send that email. Okay, so I'm just going to load that email, so bear with me whilst I pause. So what I'm going to do is actually go up to the profile icon, select email log, and I'm going to view that email here instead. So this is the email that would be sent, and then essentially what would happen is your client can go ahead and click this pay now button, and then they're taken to a checkout process where they can select how they would like to pay, whether it's a card or a bank transfer. And you'll notice at the top here that the amount is automatically populated, and so is the reference. So if we go ahead and select bank transfer, they would then be able to be presented with the bank that they would like to pay from. So we'll go ahead with bank name, and then I'm going to scan that QR code with my mobile phone. Great, so I've got that on my mobile phone now, and it's just prompting me to log in. So whilst I do this, I'm just going to pause the video. Instead of pausing the video, I'm just going to continue on the desktop. So because this is a test account, I'm just entering some test details. And I'm going to pay from this current account. So with your client, what will happen is they'll be taken to their native banking app, and then they'll just be prompted to approve the transaction from their bank. Alternatively, if they enter their card details, then they'll need to follow the standard banking procedures for that. But yeah, so that payment has been successful. They get a message to say that the payment's successful. And now when I go back to Nomi, if I go to the sales, so in the sales page, you'll see the invoice has now been paid. So due to the fact that they paid through NomiPay, it gets marked as paid automatically. In addition to that, if we go into banking, and then we select the bank account NomiPay, we'll just need to change the year to, bear with me, because I paid today, and the accounting period doesn't quite exist yet. I'm just going to create the accounting period. Okay, now that accounting period has been created, as you can see, I'm going to go into NomiPay, select update, and I'll just change the date range to 2023. There you go. Okay, sorry, I was a little bit impatient there. So the payment has appeared. It's now appeared again because it just processed another invoice. However, you can then see the individual transactions that have occurred here. So it's been debited to NomiPay and credited to Ash, NomiPay being the bank, Ash being the debtor. And then in addition to the bank reconciliation being automated, if we go into sales, you'll see that the sales invoices are also updated as paid. If I change this to 2022, you'll see that there's 2 invoices now that have been paid. Yeah, so invoice 3 and invoice 4. In addition to that, when you go into NomiPay on the left menu, you'll be able to see that here each of the invoices that have been paid. In addition to that, you'll be able to drill down in on that, see when it was settled and when it was charged. And you can also see what payment method it was paid by. And in addition to that, there's a few different filters that you can use here, but you can also see how much your payable funds are. So you've got £100 here at the moment. You've got your review status, and then in the top right hand corner you can change the frequency of your payouts. So once your account has been reviewed, then you'll be able to decide how frequently you get paid out to your bank account. So you can do daily, weekly, monthly, and that will automatically sweep the funds to your bank at the end of each period. Or you can use this payout now button, which will process it fairly quickly for you. But that's a general overview of NomiPay, exactly how it works and how to enable it. I hope you found this useful, and if you have any questions, as always, please do get in touch. Thank you. Bye.